Kimi here. Who else would it be? Mini market update for January 16th. Going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana as usual. I didn't get to do my observations with Otsu. I think I'm just going to postpone that for the week. Tomorrow I should be going back to my Wednesday videos, formerly called Nowhere Market Updates, but that's a little confusing. So I'm going to rebrand it. Used to be Crypto and Coffee, so I might change back to that. Anyway, that's not what you're here for. You're here for the coins. So let's go ahead and go to Bitcoin. So on the daily, you guys know we had that big drop. You guys also know what I was looking for was this, basically this. We had this bounce up. We had the deviation after the drop down below. That's where that caused it. And so now we can look at this a few ways. Typically, the best way that we have been looking at this is with a channel. And so I kind of erased this, but we can look at it here again. And so we did break above that. That's the good news. I think we're possibly on our way to getting a little bit more momentum here. Interestingly enough, we also crossed bearish on the ARUN. And so now there's some cases, once you start to learn more about ARUN, you'll start to understand that some bullish crosses are not actually bullish and some bearish crosses are not actually bearish. And I know that's really confusing because I teach bull crosses are bullish and bear crosses are bearish. In some cases, I'd say maybe, less than 5% of the time, it can be different. And so the reason being is because the price action is the one that forces the crosses to happen instead of the trend. So what do I mean by that? So ARUN is typically the last 14 candles or whatever candles you decide to do. So let's just say, that's 14. I'm not sure if it is, but let's say it is. So every candle that we go forward, it goes like this. So it goes one at a time. And so if we get to like here, let's say, so you had the big move up rejection, that would cause ARUN to flip, as you can see, is 100%. It's 100% because it's the first candle. When that happened, it was the prime candle for basically, it was the highest candle in the last 14, highest wick, I should say, in the last 14 candles. Once we go past that, it no longer is. See what I'm saying? So like, it's no longer the top candle of the last 14. I think in this case it actually is, but if you go like so, then it's not. Then it's 2 away, and so then it'd be roughly, right around here. And so that's why you have this marker going up and down like that. And so some cases it's based off of just mathematics as far as its placement within the last 14 candles. Now, I said a lot of stuff. So what does that mean? It means in this case, we do have a bearish cross. And so going back to what I originally said, bearish crosses will always be bearish and bullish crosses will always be bullish. But that's not the whole story. It depends on the strength. And so I didn't mean for this to be kind of an educational video. So I'm not wrong, but when I teach all bullish crosses are bullish and all bears are bearish, but what needs to be added on to that is the strength value. So the strength value here is roughly at 59%. It's right basically in the middle, so doesn't really tell us much. So I say all that to say it's just weak. Okay, we do have a bear cross. That also means the trend is bearish. I'm not interested in longs at this time. That being said, it is a very weak cross, and so we can interpret that because right now it's higher than the bullish one. But if they both go down, which means if we don't get enough momentum on either side, they both will go down, and then the bulls will have a bullish consolidation confirmation. So what does that mean? I mentioned that before, but that basically means the trend will be bearish, but the subtrend will be bullish, and the subtrend that is bullish will be stronger than the bearish one. So I did a lot of jumping around, but and so if you're not familiar with that, that's one reason why I think my Apex Academy is really worth it, because I show you that in detail. Like I spend weeks discussing that and the whys and everything like that. So I say all that to say we do have a bearish cross on Bitcoin, which is not good. But that being said, it is weak. So this could mean that bulls will have a chance. Bulls will definitely have a chance to take this for the next couple of days. If they do, then we're going to go probably up to 44,600. This is my zone to to long. I'm not interested because the cross is bearish, but if we can get above this zone, like 45,000 basically, then I would probably do a long entry, maybe a stop loss below the channel, and then probably target like 55 or 50 or 55, just wherever. That's for another day as far as the targeting is concerned. Now, that being said, if bulls don't make a move, then the bears have a chance to drop this down. This is not necessarily, although this channel did reclaim, this is not necessarily convincing of me to take a chance. And that with the deviation, I'm not interested because this could still pump to 44.5 and then drop back down. So I'm not interested. The risk is a little bit higher than what I would prefer. So I said a lot of stuff to say, just I'm staying on the sideline for Bitcoin as far as this concerns me. So another thing is on this marker we have this structure right here. We did actually break above, then we deviated, and now we're back into the zone. And so that's one reason I don't really like when we get a formation like this, where we drop down, kind of fake out, we go above, and then that fails, and that's a good sign that we're going to accelerate downward. So I'm not interested in this. Now, this does not mean I think that we're going to go to 20,000 by any means, or 30, or even 40. But this does indicate to me that I think Bitcoin needs a cool-off period, like an extended one. And I think a post-ETF world is probably the best time to do it. So that's pretty much what I got for Bitcoin. I think the opportunities are way better on other coins, absolutely. So let's go ahead and go to Ethereum. So on the daily, we had a pretty decent push, and so this was the long position that we looked at. And so going to the 4 hour, this is the one that we proposed, and so you would have got in right there. Your stop loss would be anywhere here, but I said that we would get here right here at the lows, and so that's holding about 3.5%. Getting ready to go back to break even, so that's the unfortunate thing. I did not enter this trade. This is a little bit lower conviction for me. This is more just and I've got other coins that I find more interesting in my opinion. So, but this is still looking good. It's not that I wouldn't take the trade. It's just I have allocations elsewhere. But right now we're about at break even. I would probably cut this if we got to the low of this here at 24.90, and so that's not saying much because you're almost stopped out. But it's something. You have the bearish wedge, so that doesn't give me a lot of confidence. A bearish wedge is probably the worst types of formations for the A-room to have at these levels. And so that's another reason why I do think it is a plausible play, but it's a low conviction one for me. And so if you choose to do Ethereum, this is not a bad choice. In my experience, this is a little more low probability. So going to Solana. And so this one's interesting. I already have this marked out. And so we did pretty good. We actually got underneath the bar, though. I wanted to get 101 or 100. Did not get that. We actually got just around 97. So the good news is we got this jump above. Now sometimes, like I said, we get the fake out and we slice through. So we'll see how that goes. So far, it's holding up. With this actually does initiate the long position if you wanted to do so. That being said, I think I mentioned it to be on the daily, so we have some time to wait that out. If you wanted to do it on the 4 hour, you could do it like so, and so that's your criteria: 9% stop loss, 4.1% R value, and 37% profits. So that is probably good. That being said, it doesn't match up with this trend line. It makes more sense to do it on the daily. I think maybe even the 12 hour. No, on the daily. So I'm going to wait on the daily for this to close above the 98.56 marker. So, but it still looks pretty good. I think it looks decent. So, not too bad. Markets look okay. Again, nothing spectacular. I think there's other coins that are worth it. I'll try to do some request videos to try to help you scout some of those coins. But let me know what you think. Happy to chat. Happy to discuss. Let me know, and I'll see you in the chat.